Aloha, ladies and gentlemen. In the name of Jesus Christ, Hosanna in the holiest of the most holy, Hosanna in the highest of the most highest. Psalms 23:1, Psalms 3:13, Deuteronomy 28:1-14. Aloha, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Kika Tips. My name is Mike Barques. This is my passion embedded take two. And this is a continuation of today's Kika Tips. I'd like to thank Angelo for doing the hard work, the camera work. Basically, in continuation, after we did the guitar festival, we did the guitar festival, yeah. The first annual Honolulu Guitar Festival of Hawaii, the first annual Honolulu Guitar Competition of Hawaii, the first annual Honolulu Guitar Seminars of Hawaii. And then I opened up the Guitar Institute of Hawaii, the Musicians Institute of Hawaii, the Kika Institute of Hawaii, the Guitar Foundation of Hawaii. Now at that time, I went and I copyrighted all the names, and I had a lot of passion in. I learned. I got all of the information from the Guitar Institute of Technology from Hollywood, California, that I have here, and that I've created my own book. I also did. I created about 3 books on my own. And what happened is, in my passion, Passion, I contacted Danny Kaleikini, and you know what? He had the time, and he took me. So okay, I'll meet you. He met me, and I told him. I told him about my passion. So he encouraged me. Danny Kaleikini encouraged me, and even today, ladies and gentlemen, Danny Kaleikini and Linda Wong, they are our landlords. It's because of him we have our Guitar Institute of Hawaii. It's because of George Chun from Tom Moffitt Production and Tom Moffitt. Tom Moffitt's office is right across the street when he was alive. His producer and partner, George Chun, he got us this Guitar Institute of Hawaii. And I used to talk to Tom. He used to come early in the morning. Sometimes he would drive. Sometimes a van would drop him off. Anyway, George Chun basically is the man that got us here. I appreciate George. So moving right along, I talked to, I did talk to Kapono and Cecilio. For the first annual guitar festival, my sister and her husband, boyfriend, Ron White. Audrey took me around, right? Okay, she's in charge of Oahu from the past. She has almost 100,000 viewers, and it's exponentially, it's getting bigger. She has, remember, Oahu from the past, Molokai, Hawaii, Maui, and so on and so forth. Right? Thank God for that. But her boyfriend or husband at the time, Ron White, told me, Mike, and he was very serious about this. He said, Mike, Kapono's performing tonight. You better do a good job and perform him because he's a big name. And at that time, I realized, okay, yeah, I see. Kapono did. Kapono, he performed for us in the first annual guitar festival. I really appreciate Kapono doing that. And I did talk to Cecilio. I did a lot of interviews, and I remember in one interview I talked to one of the living legends here, and Hawaiian musicians. They told me they go to the graveyard. They go. So when you sing about Kaneohe, go to Kaneohe and sing Kaneohe. When you're talking about the heiau, go to the heiau and sing over there so you can get the feeling. When you go to the Iolani Palace, do likewise. And he said, when you're singing the Hawaiian words, speaking the Hawaiian words, know what it is you're talking about. Don't just say the words you don't know what it is. Understand what it is. And when I started doing that, then I became more of a bona fide Olelo Hawaii speaker. And not only me, I heard the stories about Hawaiian musicians too. They were famous at the time, right? And they were doing Hawaiian music just to pay the rent. But when they started understanding what they're talking about, then they became really famous. So why am I telling you this? For those of you out there, for you to follow my story. I'm sharing the story while I can, okay? Because, like I said, God is in charge of everything, and tomorrow belongs to no one. Okay, so with that said, the things that I've learned, I'm passing on to the beginning guitar students, the intermediate guitar students, and also the advanced students. My son is also he's teaching the intermediate and advanced. Today's lesson basically is for everyone, well, because I want everybody to understand what's going on. I just wanted to share that I got to meet Uncle Tony Lindsay. I performed with him in downtown Chinatown. He said he wrote the song Blue Darling for his mother. I talked to Danny Kaleikini. He really encouraged me. And thank God for Linda Wong, his girlfriend, and Danny, helping us with the Guitar Institute. Because of him, we have a Guitar Institute location. Thank you for Georgetown. Eric and Janice Watanabe from Watanabe Realty. Thank you very much. Because of you, we have our home abode. Thank you. Eric basically is a musician. He was with the Laughing Kahunas. I got to meet him with, remember I told you about Philip Akal. So that's how I got to meet Eric. So Philip and his father Louis Akal and Sterling Mothman. I mean, they knew everybody. And so I used to go over there, and I even went to the Royal Hawaiian Hotel, and I met Tommy Sands. Tommy Sands was over there. Well, anyway, let's move on. So after learning the guitar, then Tomo Fukui told me about the bass. So I learned the bass. He told me to learn the bass because the bass is a part of it. So I did. I learned the bass guitar. I studied the bass guitar, and then from there, one day I was watching TV, and then I saw Ledward Kampana play the ukulele. Another time I saw Peter Moon play the ukulele. So I started taking the ukulele too. Royce Kuma, I took lessons there, over in Waialae, Angelo also. And yeah, the ukulele lessons is what we also teach. We teach the art of guitar, ukulele, mandolin, steel guitar, upright bass. Yeah, and I did take steel guitar lessons. Now the reason why I'm telling you all of this is because of Einstein explained it. He just explained it. It's called the law of relativity. The law of relativity speaks of this. Okay, life force is energy, which is represented by E. Equals is the same as, energy is the same as movement, energy, getting up, walking. Thought in its highest form is also energy. Energy in its highest form is thought. Thought and passion, it's all energy. It's all energy. Passion and commitment, you know, it's emotions, it's all energy. So energy equals M, and M is mass. M-A-S-S. Now what mass is interrelated subjects. For example, for us guitar players, right? We have to know what kind of guitar to get. We have to know what kind of amplifier to get, what styles we're going to play, or who do we want backing us up. You know, what is it going to be? Guitar, ukulele, piano, guitar, ukulele. There's so many different considerations that are interrelated. Also, for us, the guitar players, you know, there's scales. There's scales, major and minor scales, augmented and diminished scales, and there's chords, major chords, minor chords. We have the major scale, which is single string technique. Then we have dyads, triads, 4-part harmony, 5-part harmony, 6-part harmony, 7-part harmony. So basically, we have chord inversions, we have improvisation, composition, arranging, how to succeed in the music business. Great minds ask great questions. You know, that's how I created Kika Tips, Mokotari Designs. It's Mokotari Designs is designs that I learned from Jody Oriel. It's designs that will take you outside, and then you go back inside. When you, like for example, you're in the key of C, right? So you do a melody in the key of C. You always do the melody. I learned that from Ledward. Now after you do the melody, then you go outside. You go outside means atonal. Outside, then you go back inside. Inside is in the key center. So when you do that, it's provocative. So, you know, we have Mokotari design, Pupulipani. Pupulipani is when you actually take off you improvise, and then you're totally atonal outside. Why? Because it creates tension. But you must know how to resolve back in and get back inside. Okay? And so that it's a skill to do that. Now, when I did Pupuli Paani, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? I got into jazz. Jazz is Pupuli Paani. And it's really not Pupuli, it's very educated. You know, that's how we got, who came over here? West Montgomery. West Montgomery, Charlie Christian, you know, all the top players, Jody Ariel, you know, jazz. And then that started up over in the mainland. And then it came over here. Now because Hawaii is Hawaii, Hawaii became a melting pot of all of the different people and all the different styles. So very much like Florida, Miami. Over here we got rock, reggae, funk, blues, jazz, Hawaiian music, Hawaiian music, Kahiko music, Kihualu, Slaki, that I learned from Ledru Kapana and Peter Moon. I took lessons from them. Ozzy Kotani I met over there, over at our Guitar Institute of Hawaii. I talked to him too. So there's so much to learn. And also from the bass, Morris Young, he studied at Berkeley. I studied with him, the upright and the electric bass. And incidentally, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the bass is what sent me to mainland China, Korea, Taiwan many times, Japan, you name it, Chicago, New York, San Francisco, you know. Yeah, why? Because a lot of the groups, they need a good bass player who has good time, right? Especially the guitar players, they need the guitar and ukulele to sing and play, right? It helps them. So the bass player is important. So yes, I learned that from Tomo Fukui, learned it to play and master the bass. And the ukulele too, the ukulele is very important. Yeah, the ukulele player, Royce Kuma. Yeah, Benny Chong. You know, I appreciate those people. So the list goes on. And then, let's get back to this. E equals M. M is mass, right? It's interrelated subjects. Many subjects. Just like in any art form, it could be baseball, boxing, anything. There's so much to learn. Interrelated things, right? Okay. C. C is basically C deals with time. You know, I would have milliseconds, microseconds, nanoseconds, fraction of a second, seconds, minutes, hours, days, duration, time, days, months, years. How long have you been learning guitar? How long did it take for you to learn to play guitar? How long did it take for you to learn to play the slack key? How long did it take for you to learn just the basic chords? Basically, that's time. Now, we have only a limited amount of time on this earth. So when we had the Big Bang, boom, the energy, right? And then we have all the equals, mass, and now we have time. Now, by virtue of the power of repetition, guitar virtuosos, guitar intermediates, and guitar elementary students, by the virtue of repetition, the power of repetition, when you learn something right and you do it 10 times, then exponentially you're going to get better and stronger. When you do it 100 times, likewise. You do it 1,000 times, likewise. Now the people who are performing out there, they're doing it thousands of times and they're getting paid for it. It's called deliberate practice. The deliberate practice, what is another word for deliberate practice? It's called gigs, performances, parties, birthdays, birthday party, anniversary, performing at the restaurant, you know, on the records, on TV, in the movies. You know, that basically what that is, you know. So once you use the power of repetition, then we have what's called exponential energy, which is, in other words, it's the word right here. You do it over and over, and you do it right now. I learned this from Los Angeles when I went to Hollywood, California. Guitar Institute of Technologies. They said, do not practice mistakes and practice slow first, so you don't practice mistakes. It's called virtuosity. Expertise. That's the reward you get when you do it right and you do it 1,000 times. And so that's why that's why your peers out there are getting successful. And after a while, once you develop what is called the repetition goes over and over again, then you have what is called muscle memory, pitch memory, data memory, muscle memory. You develop a mindset, a tool set, and a skill set that is needed. And you're using your core muscles, your active joints. Your breathing is a part of it, and your posture is a part of it. And for the different styles, you're standing up with a strap, performing, moving around. You want to dance to the music. Your body becomes an embryo of rhythm, and that's what you want to do. You don't want to play like a statue, or you can't play with this like a statue. It's totally up to you. But there's visuals right now, ladies and gentlemen. When you're performing, there's visuals to people watching. Stage left, stage right. You watch Britain's Got Talent, America's Got Talent. The singers, they know they can sing good, right? They got beautiful voices. It's amazing what they're doing now. But you watch the ones that move around. They have showmanship. That's a part of the art form here. Things have changed since the 1950s. 1950s they did the movements like that. Earth Angel and those guys, the Platters and those guys, they were moving already. So you want to feel where that one is in your body. The one comes from what is called meter. Meter is the 4 counts, which is 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, 1 is the strongest beat metrically. Okay. Now, when all songs are written in 4-bar phases. When I went to the university, I studied at the university. I learned a lot over there. 4-bar phases, ladies and gentlemen. For 4 bars, like for example, some Hawaiian songs are written only 4 bars that's repeated over and over again. Some songs, instead of 4 bars, 8 bars, Hawaiian songs. Some songs is 16 bars. The 16 bars is called blues. And then also the 4 bars, 8 bars, the 12 bars. When you go 12 bars, that's a blues. 12 bars blues. When you go 16, that's contemporary music and jazz. And and it's all one after the other. It goes on and on. I know I'm talking very fast, but I'm trying to just share with you what I've discovered about music itself. So now we're going to move on, from like what I said, pitch memory, muscle memory, data memory, and we're going to move on to the art of recalling information. So when you sing and play a song, what you're dealing with is information. So what you want to do is you want to recall the words and the music and the emotion. The emotion that you're singing in could be a love song. It could be a song about somebody that passed away. It could be about a beautiful place that's there, or a beautiful place that's not there. You could be singing about a hotel. You could be singing about your loved ones, your girlfriend. Okay, so I learned this when Angela and I, we're disc jockeys from the University of Hawaii. We taught at the University of Hawaii radio station. We were disc jockeys there, and then I learned how to use what is called emotional content. When you're talking and when you're singing. So when you're singing with emotional content, then you're singing with feeling. You're not just saying the words, you're meaning. You really mean it. You're a vocal actor, vocal actress. If you can sing a song and you really mean it, well, other people say, yeah, okay, I understand, I got it, I believe you. You are what you are. I can feel it. So basically, that's what it is. So you recall the information. The next thing that you want to do, once you learn the guitar and you reach that ability. You want to teach the guitar, and then once you teach the guitar, you're going to reinforce that which you already know. And then, like all of the teachers that teaches, then that's how you become professors. In your own mind, even though you're not a professor, your knowledge is so exponentially accredited because you teach so many people and you learn from your students. You know, basically. So what it is I'm going to be going into a lesson embedded. Right after this, we're going to take another short break. I'd like to thank Angelo for helping me. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back. Ho'olohe, listen, ho'oko, practice, holomua, succeed.